introductions. First off, wrestling at 103, this wrestler was seated second. He's a freshman with a record of 28-1. He was second in the Neptune tournament, first in the Kittatinny tournament, first in District 32, and advanced to the finals with a fall in 1 minute 8 seconds from Oak Crest High School, C.J. Mays. And his opponent at 103 was seated first. He is a freshman with a record of 27-7. He is the District 30 champion and outstanding wrestler of District 30 from Sterling High School, Ivan Wiggins. Once again at 103, Mays and Wiggins. Wrestling at 112, this wrestler was seated third. He's a freshman with a record of 26-4. He was 8th at the Beast of the East tournament, first in the Del C Christmas tournament, first team Cape Atlantic League All-Star, and the District 32 champion from Absegami High School, Ryan Bridge. And his opponent at 112 was seated first. He's a junior with a record of 32-2 and a career record 78-19. He's a two-time District 30 champion, 7-8 in the state last year, two-time Collingswood tournament champ and a 1997 Neptune tournament champ from Washington Township, Jeff Smith. Once again at 112, Bridge and Smith. Wrestling at 119, this wrestler was seated third. He's a junior with a record of 27-3, career record 83-13. He's a two-time District 32 champion, ranked in the top 20 in the nation by USA Wrestler Magazine, returning Region 8 champ, and 1999 third in the state of New Jersey, from a captain from Absegami High School, Dave Chapman. And his opponent, 119, was seated first. He is a junior with a record 28-0. Career record 56-5. Third in the districts in 98. Two-time Southern Christmas Tournament champion. Two-time Egg Harbor Township Christmas Tournament champion. The District 29 champion and captain from the Group 3 state champion West Deptford Eagles, Jim Rowland. Once again at 119, Chapman and Rowland. Wrestling at 125, this wrestler was seated third. He's a senior with a record of 26-4, career record 94-23. He set Triton's school record for season wins. He's the first from Triton High School to be a finalist since 1968. A two-time District 30 champion and captain from Triton Regional, Mike Townsend. His opponent at 125 was seated first. He's a senior and undefeated with a 27-0 record, career record 105-12. He's a three-time Egg Harbor Township Christmas Tournament champion, two-time District 29 champion, 1999 Region 8 champion, and third in the state last year, a captain from Clearview High School, Billy Gibbs. Once again, 125, Townsend and Gibbs. Wrestling at 130, this wrestler was seated second. He's a senior with a record of 29-4, career record 87-25. Three-time Collingswood Tournament champion, 1997 Neptune Tournament champion from District 30 and Washington Township, Dan Smith. And his opponent at 130 was seated first. He's a junior and undefeated at 33-0. His career record 97-2. Three-time District 30 champion, two-time Region 8 champion, New Jersey State champion, number 1 ranked junior at 130 in the country from Sterling High School, Mark Manchio. Once again at 130, Smith and Manchio. Wrestling at 135, this wrestler was seated sixth. He's a freshman with a record of 25-6. He's the Caldwell Tournament champion, third in the Deep Creek Invitational, second in District 29 this year, from Paulsboro High School, Carlos Cooper. And his opponent at 135 was seated first. He's a junior with a record of 26-6, career record 70-20. 97 Neptune Tournament finalist, three-time Collingswood Tournament champion, three-time District 30 champion from Washington Township, Mike Latirzo. Once again, 135, Cooper and Latirzo. Wrestling at 140, this wrestler was seated second. He's a senior with a record of 26-1. Career record is 87-18. He was fourth in Region 8 last year. First in District 29, a captain from Deptford High School, Jimmer Donahoe. And his opponent at 140 was seated first. He's a junior with a record 26-6, career record 71-24. Two-time Delsey Christmas Tournament champion, two-time District 32 runner-up, placed third in the regions last year. Honorable mention in USA Wrestling Top Juniors, a captain from Absegami High School, Ray Weed. Once again at 140, Donahoe and Weed. Wrestling at 145, this wrestler was seated second. He's a senior with a record 26-2. Career record 115. He's a two-time Caldwell champion, two-time District 29 champion, placed fourth in Region 8 last year. A captain from Paulsboro High School, DJ Kama. And his opponent at 145 was seated first. He's a junior with a record 30-4, career record 63-15. He's a two-time Collingswood Tournament champ, two-time District 30 champ, placed 7-8 in the Beast of the East tournament from Washington Township, Eric Ring. Once again, 145, Kama and Ring. Wrestling at 152, this wrestler was seated second. He's a junior with a record 26-2, career record 63-7, two-time Egg Harbor Township Christmas Tournament champion, two-time District 29 runner-up, District 29 champion this year, a captain from the Group 3 state champion West Deptford Eagles, Maurice Tunstall. And his opponent at 152 was seated first. He's a senior with a record of 29-2, career record 137-3. He is a four-time District 32 champion, three-time Region 8 champion, two-time state champion, and four-time Delsey Christmas Tournament champion, a captain from Absegami High School, Ray Black. Once again, 152, Tunstall and Black. Wrestling at 160, this wrestler was seated second. He's a senior with a record 31-4, career record of 109-19, 97 Neptune Tournament champion, three-time Collingswood Tournament champion, four-time District 30 finalist, two-time Region 8 finalist, a captain from Washington Township, Carl Smith. And his opponent at 160 was seated first. He's a senior with a record of 28-1, career 97-11. Two-time District 30 champion, three-time Edgewood Christmas Tournament champion, and outstanding wrestler. Haddonfield Tournament champion, all-time Edgewood career win leader, a captain from Edgewood, Chris Catania. Once again, 160, Schmidt and Catania. Wrestling at 171, this wrestler was seated second. He's a sophomore with a record 27-3, career 46-9. He's the 1999 Caldwell Tournament champion, the District 29 champion from Paulsboro High School, James Funk. And his opponent at 171 was seated first. He's a senior with a record 27-3, career 109-20. 97 Neptune Tournament champion, two-time Region 8 finalist, placed third in the Beast of the East tournament, placed fifth in New Jersey last year, a captain from District 30 champion, Washington Township, Brian Brittingham. Once again, 171, Thump and Brittingham. Wrestling at 189, this wrestler was seated third. He's a sophomore with a record 29-1, career record 49-11. He's a 1999 Caldwell Tournament champion, 99 Deep Creek Invitational champion, two-time District 29 champion, and fourth in Region 8 last year, a captain from Paulsboro High School, Mike Mendenhall. And his opponent at 189 was seated fourth. He's a senior with a record of 25-4, career record 60-18. First in the Neptune and Kittatinny tournaments. Honorable mention Cape Atlantic League. Second in District 32 and District 32 champion this year from Oakcrest High School, Dave Wise. Once again at 189, Mendenhall and Wise. Wrestling at 215, this wrestler was seated second. He's a junior with a record of 24-4, career record 65-16. Two-time Egg Harbor Township Christmas Tournament champion. Two-time runner-up in District 29. Fourth in Region 8, he is a captain from Clearview High School, Matt Frill. And his opponent at 215 was seated first. He's a senior with a record 32-0. Career record 122-11, four-time District 29 champion, two-time Region 8 champ. Placed fifth in the States in 1998 and placed second in the States last year, a captain from Paulsboro High School, Joy Bennett. Once again at 215, Frill and Bennett. Wrestling at heavyweight, this wrestler was seated second. He's a senior and undefeated at 23-0, career record 75-12. Three-time Woodstown Christmas Tournament champion, three-time District 32 champion from Mainland Regional High School, Joe Weiss. And his opponent at heavyweight was seated first. He's a sophomore and also undefeated at 32-0. Career record 64-4. Two-time District 29 champion, four-time Holiday Tournament champion, defending Region 8 champion at heavyweight and placed fifth in the state of New Jersey last year, a captain from Paulsboro High School, Tom Curl. Once again at heavyweight, Weiss and Curl.
Okay, we'll be back at Absegami High School for the finals of Region 8 Wrestling right after this timeout. At Absegami High School, it's the 2000 Region 8 Finals, and folks, this is already starting out on a good note. Mr. Harris just won the 50-50, and I think we're going out for dinner after the match. So that's pretty good. Already starting out on a good note. Mr. Harris watches my show weekly. Of course, that's coming to an end with the end of a wrestling season, but faithful viewer from Deptford Township. Anyway, 103, Ivan Wiggins of Sterling, the #1 seed against the #2 seed, CJ Mays and Vosges. You talked about how the seedings, actually everything fell into place for the most part, and here we go, a 1 and a 2.
Right, 13 out of 14 wrestlers seeded #1 will be in action tonight. There was only one #1 wrestler that didn't make it through. CJ Mays of Oakcrest, a freshman, 28 wins and 1 loss this year. That 1 loss was early in the year to Zach Cunliffe of Howell, 2-1. He has 12 falls this year, 2 tech falls, 3 majors. A very aggressive wrestler. And he's meeting a very aggressive wrestler in freshman Ivan Wiggins of Sterling, 27-7 this year. Among his losses were to Ryan O'Hara, who earlier this evening broke his jaw in a consolation match. He lost to Smith of Washington Township. He lost twice in the Beast of the East tournament. He lost to Anderson of South Plainfield, and Joseph Camden Catholic, who was in the Region 7 final. So quite a resume for Ivan Wiggins.
Yeah, the thing about Mays, I had a chance to see him against West Deptford. He wrestled Mancuso, beat him by a point. A lot of speed for him. And with Wiggins, he's been back and forth between, I guess, 103 and 112.
He's wrestled both. When he lost to Ryan O'Hara, he was up a weight. So he's wrestled some pretty tough competition out of his weight class. Two little mighty mites out there. Wiggins got to the finals. He was the #1 seed by pinning Louis Tirado of Kingsway in 140. And then in the semifinals, Wiggins beat Mancuso of West Deptford. Kyle Mancuso 13-4. Kyle Mancuso, the freshman, came back to place third. CJ Mays, the #2 seed, advanced with a 5-10 fall over Dave Wilcox of Shalleck. And in the semifinal, he pinned Antonio Parker of Pennsgrove in 1 minute and 8 seconds. So he has 2 falls to reach the finals. Wiggins a fall and a 2-point decision.
And of course, Mancuso beat Parker in a 1-point match for third place, and he'll continue on to Cherry Hill East. We're 22 seconds left in period number 1. Still no score. Couple freshmen.
Of course, as we mentioned earlier, the next step along the way to the state championship finals in East Rutherford this year is the super regional round, as we call it, matching 7 and 8 wrestlers, region 7 and 8 at Cherry Hill East High School.
So Mays try and use that speed, and he'll run out of time. No score after 1 period.
Very rarely have we gone through this tournament with no score after 1 period, but here we have it. Al Maloney, the official on the mat. His mat assistant is Orville Wilson.
And Wiggins defers, so Mays will take the bottom, it looks like, to start period number 2. What you think of the introductions tonight?
Well, they were wild. A couple of physique specimens, a couple of water specimens.
Hey, if I look like Brian Brittingham, I'd probably announce without a shirt.
You know, you'd never look like Brian Brittingham.
Well, that's for sure.
But the 30-pounders are keyed up. Washington Township Smith, who gave Manchio fits in the district final. Manchio's been looking for him ever since. He's got him tonight. Manchio, a 2-time state champion, who is geared up, to say the least.
And that'll be the loudest match of the evening. And there's the escape for Mays, and he's in on the leg.
Oh, brother, what a shot.
I talk about that quickness, and that's how you saw it right there. 3-0 lead for CJ Mays of Oakcrest. He's got to watch out now.
Well, Wiggins has been in some great battles this year, so he's not going to surrender easy. There's an escape.
Yeah, I mean, the Sterling schedule this year, I mean, just the dual meet schedule, forget the Beast. The East tournament was tough.
Well, they're probably the only team in the state that wrestled every state championship team. They wrestled Group 1 state champion Paulsboro. Sterling wrestled Group 2 state champion South Plainfield and finishing third in that tournament. They wrestled state Group 3 champion West Deptford. They wrestled state Group 4 champion Phillipsburg. And they wrestled state parochial A champion Camden Catholic.
I guess the only unfortunate thing is they fell on the short end of all those matches, right?
Well, that's true. They wrestled a very ambitious schedule, but it certainly got their wrestlers ready to win a South Jersey title. In the final hour, they came up big against Absegami, a perennial qualifier that did not qualify this year. They beat Absegami in a dual meet up at Phillipsburg as part of a triangular meet, and that got them in the door. They got a 500 record by beating Absegami on the final cutoff date.
That's what a lot of people thought. Absegami matched up well against Sterling, and I guess that surprised me how impressive Sterling won by. We're 3-1. CJ Mays of Oakcrest in the lead. Very active, these two wrestlers. And looks like Mays was hit in the face. We'll use the injury time.
Well, we've had some face problems here this evening. Ryan O'Hara broke his jaw in a consolation match, and later we had an injury default in the upper weights with Dustin Burke of Clayton winning by injury default over John Edis of Triton.
And here we see the head coach of Sterling, Mike Ahern, doing a terrific job.
Michael is former Camden former
Paul VI.
Paul VI wrestler. Wrestled for Gary Papa, Paul VI, as many Ahern brothers did. Previously coached a year at Pennsgrove.
Yeah, and that program did well the year he was there.
They did.
Looks like CJ Mays is a little wobbly.
He does look wobbly.
And I know he wants to wrestle. The question is, will they let him? And he's going to go out there.
Of course, Matt Robinson, the coach of Oakcrest, and he got the Region 8 Coach of the Year award before things started tonight.
Is that Drew Musley, the former Ocean City wrestler, I believe, with him, the assistant coach?
Drew Musley.
He was a 71-pounder, and they had Pat Lynch at 89.
Pat Lynch should have been at 71 that year. That's when he lost to Damian Covington of
Twice.
Overbrook here in the Region 8 final, and a week later he lost to him in the state final. Of course, I'd stop and think for a second because Damian Covington a year before was Damian Blaylock when he wrestled for Edgewood High School.
Yeah, I was going to say that. He was at Edgewood.
A year later it was Damian Covington at Overbrook High School. 3-1 after 2 periods. CJ with the lead.
See how Mays works on top. Wiggins gets out quick. Just took him 6 seconds. 3-2. Wiggins will need a takedown. Somehow I don't think either of these wrestlers will be hit for stalling, and I know I'll say it and watch. It'll be called, but both wrestlers look very aggressive.
2 little mighty mites, John. Both with illustrious careers ahead of them.
Mays trying to shoot in on the leg. Not successful.
Another great tournament here at Absegami High School.
Here comes Wiggins. He has Mays in a little bit of trouble. Let's see if Mays can fight it off.
Mays had the overhook in there. If he keeps the overhook in there, he can try and keep himself out of trouble.
And he did. Great job. Great job.
Standing room only crowd on Friday night, a standing room only crowd tonight.
Of course, in the afternoon, just some great matches in the semifinals.
And very nearly a full house with the semis. This longtime athletic director Harry Ackerman here is now retired, although he's been very visible over the weekend helping out. Jeff Cusack, the new athletic director.
43 seconds left. Wiggins needs a takedown.
There's no stalling warnings yet, so CJ can defend himself without having to give up any points. Of course, the best defense is
good offense.
Aggression.
Yeah.
That's what CJ is doing. He's stalking.
Well after the whistle, 25 seconds left. District 30, Wiggins represents, and Mays coming from District 32. You see some of the big crowd here tonight at Absegami High School.
West Washington Township with 6 wrestlers in the finals. Paulsboro with 3 wrestlers in the finals. 6 wrestlers.
Oh, there's a takedown for Mays. Wiggins went in. He had to take a shot. He went in. Mays just stepped aside, spun behind, got the takedown. 5-2 lead, 7 seconds left. Barring a miracle by Wiggins. CJ Mays, the freshman, will win. Lets his man go. 5-3. He is the winner.
Improves to 29 wins and 1 loss on this year, and he becomes the 14th individual regional champion at Oak-Crest, the 16th in their history. The most recent regional champion at Oak-Crest was that Scott Garrett, who won in 97 and 98 at Oak-Crest, and then a year later his family moved and he won in 99 in Paulsboro. The last lightweight to win for Oak-Crest was back in 1967. Lou Ware won the 98-pound regional championship.
That was a Tad, 1967, 8 years old. I can hardly remember that.
Well, you probably, that's probably what got you into this business, seeing that match.
Probably not. 67, I think it's 76ers when I think it's sports. Okay, 112 pounds, Jeff Smith from Washington Township. He's a junior going up against a freshman, a pretty good freshman, Ryan Bridge of Absegami.
Ryan Bridge, 112-pound freshman, 26 wins, 4 losses this year. One of his losses was to Ryan O'Hara of Paulsboro in the dual meet. He got pinned by Ryan O'Hara. That's after he lost 3 times in the Beast of the East tournament and finished 8th. One of those losses in the Beast of the East was to Corey Cooperman of Blair, who's one of the top-ranked 12-pounders in the country. Ryan Bridge of 14 falls this year, 5 tech falls, 3 majors. He's the District 32 champion.
There's Bridge. He can spin around. He's got to get that hand loose. Just spin around.
Jeff Smith, the District 30 champion, a junior, as you mentioned. 32 wins, 2 losses this year. He lost to Bill Tomford of Shaler, Pennsylvania, 10-5, and he lost to Chris Taylor of Great Bridge, Virginia, 5-0. Both his losses out of state. That was in that Beast of the East tournament. 78 wins and 19 losses in his career coming in here. He was 4th in the districts as a freshman, 1st the last 2 years, 3rd in Region 8 last year. Wrestled in a 7-8 position in the state tournament last year.
Matter of fact, I think he beat Ryan O'Hara in the consolations last year.
That was the match that got him in further down the road in the state tournament. He lost to Ryan O'Hara for 3rd place last year, and the score was trying to find it here real quick.
You do that. I'll remind everybody, 40 seconds left in the first. We're scoreless.
He lost to he beat Ryan O'Hara 12-5, pretty decidedly. One-sided win. And Jeff Smith is a very good wrestler. As is Ryan Bridge. He's a very impressive freshman.
Bridge is the 3rd of 4 freshmen we're going to be seeing tonight.
And this is number 1 seeded Jeff Smith against number 3 seeded Ryan Bridge. Ryan Bridge beat Ryan O'Hara 10-8 in the semifinals after opening up with a 12-2 win over Josh Serenkowski of Delsey, a 5-16 fall. So Bridge pinned Serenkowski and then beat Ryan O'Hara 10-8.
There we see Gene Barber, the head coach of Absegami High School, on the left. Siniglio, the head coach over at Washington Township, he's on the left.
Is this the father of Smith in the corner with Consiglio?
Are you asking?
Yes.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure, but you see the escape for the first point.
Smith leads 1-0.
That's 2 consecutive bouts we have with no scoring in the first period, John.
Yeah, I look at this, and we talked about Village, possibility of seeing any pins in the finals, and I just see a lot of even matches and a lot of tight matches.
Well, certainly there are.
I mean, we've yet to see a takedown in this match. We only had 2 takedowns, actually, one late.
Yeah, in that first match.
And 103.
And the very late one, of course, that's a shot that that Ivan Wiggins had to take. And when a person has to take a shot and the opponent is ready for that shot to come in, sometimes it's pretty easy to counter the shot.
That's right. So when people see that score, it's a little deceiving. It was a 1-point match going down to the end. Here we're going down to the final minute of the second period. Still no takedown. Smith leads 1-0. Freshman and a junior, so Bridge obviously hasn't been in this situation before. And Smith's been through this last year.
Yeah, well, you look at their losses, though. Both wrestlers have quality losses. We mentioned Bridge losing 3 times in the Beast of the East. The only other loss was to Ryan O'Hara, and he avenged that earlier. And of course, Aaron Kite of Egg Harbor Township, by virtue of the injury default over O'Hara, who broke his jaw, Kite will go on to the Super Regionals. He's a freshman from Egg Harbor Township, 23 wins and 6 losses. Kite was the number 4 seed. He pinned Ian Hargraves of Millville before losing to Jeff Smith 8-6. He gave Jeff Smith all kinds of torture in that semifinal match.
It looks like we're going to finish 2 periods, 1-0. So far, not a lot of scoring in the first 2 matches.
And if Ryan Bridge escapes in the 3rd period, you might see more dancing, and we may see overtime. I know you don't like that.
Oh, I don't mind that, actually. I actually think we're going to see a stall warning within the first minute of this 3rd period, and that'll make somebody the aggressor, and maybe that'll force the action. Smith. watch out.
Well, as long when the opponent goes up to his feet, as long as you have a grasp on the opponent and you're trying to break him down, a lot of times you're not going to get a stall call there. If you just stand up with him and follow him, you can get a stall call. Orville Wilson, the referee in this bout. Sandy Hendricks is the assistant on the mat.
It's a stall on red. Washington Township with the stall.
Well, you called that pretty...
I thought it would happen after Bridge escaped, so it actually, and Smith's going to let him go now. Shows freestyle start, 1-1. Now Smith has to wrestle. It's 1-1, but he already has a stall warning, so he can't back up. And Bridge here can be the aggressor.
And if Bridge is aggressive enough the right way, he can force a stalling call. Smith, who was third here last year, he knows what it takes to move on to the next level. But as you mentioned, he has the stalling call, so he has to make sure he stays in there.
Of course, both these wrestlers do advance. But you want that title. Here's it looks like an equipment timeout, not an injury timeout.
Yeah, Orville Wilson signaled that it's his timeout.
Looks like his knee pad. As we see Gene Barber. And there we take a look at the Washington Township side at Absegami High School. Of course, next week, the state finals, CN8 will have that.
At the Continental Airlines Arena in East Rutherford.
Yeah, many people know it as the Brendan Byrne Arena, the Meadowlands. Anyway, find out when that's on, www.cn8.com. Some great coverage CN8 provides, and they'll have the state tournament on, as well as some exciting high school basketball coverage.
Well, we got to be careful here because Orville Wilson is giving Smith that evil look and saying if you don't get more aggressive, it could cost you.
And in this match, Voge, Bridge has been the aggressor the whole time. It's 1-1 on the scoreboard, but he has been the aggressor.
Smith took a shot there, but Bridge was ready for it and countered very easily.
Tell you what, Bridge can... We're going to get another stalemate. 36 seconds left. Bridge again. They're just tying each other up. And right here, you might see them both be hit, but I doubt if you'd see that in a situation like this, because that would definitely hurt Smith.
Yes.
There's Bridge again shooting. 18 seconds left. Every time he shoots, you see Smith backing up. And now they'll go out and they'll reset in the center with 11 seconds left.
Yes, that's the key there. When you have a stalling warning against you and the other wrestler's being aggressive, coming at you, you can back up to a certain point.
Oh, there's
nice spin behind.
He spin behind and gets the takedown.
There it is. There it is.
Smith in a lot of trouble. Ryan Bridge is going to win.
Big win. Oh, brother.
Takedown, 2 back points, 5-1.
5-1. Oh, brother, in the last seconds of the match.
We'll take a break, come back for 119. That'll be a good one. Stay with us. Exciting action at 112. We now move to 119, and this is the way we talked about all year, Voge. Already, one wrestler, John Sauer, has been eliminated. He finished 4th after he lost to Gary DeBrielle in the consolations. But right now, it's Jimmy Rollins, #1 seed of West Deptford. He's unbeaten against Dave Chapman, who finished 3rd in the state last year for Absegami.
Jimmy Rollins, a junior, 28-0 this year, 56-5 in his career. He was 18-5 as a freshman, 10-0 as a sophomore before he had some medical problems and could not continue to wrestle. 28-0 this year so far with 17 falls, 1 tech fall, 7 major decisions. He was 3rd in the district as a freshman, did not wrestle in the districts last year, and was 1st in the district this year. His opponent, Dave Chapman, as you mentioned, third in the state last year. He is 27-3 this year as he gets hit on Rollins.
He has to watch out though, because Rollins is really tough to throw a quick move on you, but Chapman gets the takedown. He has the 2-0 lead. So a first period takedown, unusual. And Chapman, pretty confident, is going to let Rollins up. I don't think Rollins had that happen to him too many times.
No, he hasn't. Chapman, a junior, 27-3 this year. He lost to Mike Martin of Great Bridge, 4-1 decision. He lost to a wrestler from Jesuit by the name of Peter Wood, 11-6.
And there you go. Nice move though by Rollins to fight that one off. And now Rollins trying to throw Chapman, but they'll go out. So a lot of action in the first period.
Excellent action. The final loss by Chapman was to John Sauer, who finished 4th in his weight class. As you mentioned, what a great loaded weight class, 83-13. Chapman's career record going into this bout.
Chapman again, does not get it. Starting neutral.
Sandy Hendricks, the referee on the mat. His assistant is Matt Rico.
Now, PJ Ryan's a wrestler who did well last year and couldn't even get out of Friday night. This weight class was so tough.
Jimmy Rollins, the #1 seed. He pinned Brian Zane of Delsey.
Watch this nice move by Rollins. Chapman's trying to fight it off in the final 10 seconds, but he's not going to be able to. A takedown, 3-2 lead. So Chapman lets Rollins go, but Rollins gets the takedown and he'll win the first period up by a point, 3-2.
Rollins beat DeBrielle in the semifinals to reach this point.
And that was a wild match, Foge. There we see Ralph Ross Jr., Jake McBride, his assistant. Ralph standing up.
Dave Chapman advanced with a 10-0 win over Andy Kinner of Shalleck, and then he advanced to this point with a 3-1 win over John Sauer. Gary DeBrielle, who lost to Rollins, won the consolation over John Sauer 10-2 to be the third wrestler in this weight class who will advance.
Yeah, a lot of action in the first period after the first two weight classes. I'd say Rollins has shown the last 3 times I've seen it, he can get into some high-scoring matches. Trying to get that headlock in, but I tell you what, look out, he got it. I don't know who got it. No, he still stays on top.
Oh,
and there's
brother.
a reversal by Chapman. No,
not yet.
Can't get it. Gets
Gonna
one.
Get an escape.
They gave him one.
Brother.
Tied it at 3.
Rollins came close to getting a hold where he would get back points, but Chapman, the savvy wrestler he is, third in the state last year, he called on all of his experience right there to get himself out of trouble and break out of it with an escape. So we're tied 3-3.
Chapman in on the shot. Rollins fighting it off.
Back neutral, back neutral. Don't push in, back neutral. Work neutral, clear the arms. Clear the arms, work neutral.
Get a takedown here, doesn't look like it. No takedown.
Henry showing the corner that Rollins had the overhook in there, and because of that, no takedown.
Time up! Offense! Shimmy offense! There you go!
Chapman trying a shot. Got to pull him down. Rollins trying to fight it off.
Nothing yet. Chapman very close, though. If he takes him down, there it is.
2 there. 5-3, a big takedown. 30 seconds left.
Chapman calling all of that experience. You get to be third in the state. You have a great deal of experience to draw from.
Both of these guys will be back next year. They're just juniors. Oh, Chapman has Rollins in a little bit of trouble. Rollins fights it off. Rollins trying to get out. Looks like he'll get one. No, not yet. Chapman holding on. Under 10 seconds left.
Oh my.
Now Chapman has Rollins in trouble, some back points. See what we got. Nothing.
Rollins thought he had a reversal. So we're going to the last period. Sparks are flying, 5-3. Chapman in the lead.
Dave, when you do your leg attack, you
Wow.
put some legs like you did bingo. Cutting.
Here comes this freestyle start again.
5-4. Chapman very confident on his feet. He did this earlier and was taken down.
You gotta be offense.
Don't tie. Break free. Break free. Break free.
Not many wrestlers this year who've managed to solve Rollins when he's in the neutral position. Chapman is taking concerted efforts toward it.
So we're going to go out. Nothing. Still 5-4 with 125 left. They're neutral. Thing with Rollins, though, I mean, he can hit you all of a sudden and you're on your back.
Well, both appear to be very strong wrestlers.
Yeah, Chapman to me is deceivingly strong. I mean, you look at him, he doesn't look like he'd be real strong, but you can tell he's strong by the way he's wrestling Rollins.
I don't know if Rollins is frustrated or not, but it looks like he's a little bit more unsure of himself than he has been as he's been sailing along through these tournaments.
Of course, the wrestlers get tougher further you go.
There are no guppies this far
I was trying to think of that fishism you had, that little fish quote. That was it.
They're only meeting sharks from here on out.
Down to the final 40 seconds. Rollins needs a takedown. Chapman's trying to get it though. Here comes Rollins trying for the throw. Can't get sloppy. Nothing yet, no points. There's Chapman with the takedown late. With 24 seconds left, big takedown, 7-4 lead. I'm sure Chapman will try and hold him there as long as he can and then try not to get sloppy. Kind of surprised he let him go.
Well, he's confident on his feet, and there's not enough time.
And he can stall. He hasn't been hit for stalling. There you go. You knew that was going to happen. 7-5 with a warning.
And I don't know if you stop the match at that point to call it stalling in a neutral position.
We'll just try and hold on. I'll tell you what, Dave Chapman's going to win the Region 8 title at 119. 7-5 win.
Big win.
Over Jim Rollins. There's Dave Chapman winning the crown. Give us time to catch our breath as they get ready to do the awards for 112. We get ready for 125 pounds.
Well, that's another regional champion for Absegami High School, and that's 2 in a row with Ryan Bridge and Chapman. And Absegami had quite a few coming into the tournament. Absegami ranked 7th all time coming into the tournament with 16 individuals winning 22 regional championships. There are 2 tonight already. Jacked them up to 24, which puts them in a tie for 5th place all time with Paul VI High School.
And they still have that Lay Black coming up. Here we go, 125. Billy Gibbs, the returning region champ at the same weight class, which is pretty good because he wrestled at 125, I believe, all 4 years of high school.
All 4 years. What a great talent.
And he's going up against Mike Townsend, I believe, of Triton.
Billy Gibbs, a senior, 27-0 this year with 16 falls, 2 tech falls, 3 major decisions, 4 forfeit wins, 105 wins and 12 losses in his career. A district champion the last 2 years, a regional champion last year, 3rd in the state last year.
Quick takedown for Gibbs.
Gibbs is looking at Northern Iowa, East Stroudsburg, Oklahoma State, and Gloucester County College as his possible next venues.
Any truth to the rumor you're going to get your hair colored like Billy?
No truth to that. Mike Townsend, a senior for Triton High School, the first finalist in regional competition, if the information was accurately read earlier, since 1968. Townsend's 28-4 this year, 12 wins by fall, 3 by tech fall, 1 major, 4 forfeits. His losses to Bill Heverly of Camden Catholic, 5-2, Brad Alcorn of Sterling, 9-2, Mark Cartella of Clearview, 3-2, and Nick Curcio of Washington Township, 9-5.
Well, he avenged that Alcorn loss, didn't he?
Yes, he certainly did.
And the thing I noticed about Gibbs, Vogt, watching him for 4 years, he is tough to score on.
Very methodical. Gibbs the number 1 seed. He got here by beating Matt Palladino of Buna 15-3, and then he beat Tom Becker of Absegami 3-0 in the semifinals. Townsend, the number 3 seed, beat Nick Curcio of Washington Township 15-11. That was a revenge match. And he beat Brad Alcorn of Sterling 5-2, and that was a revenge match. Brad Alcorn will make the next step. He won the 3rd place spot over Tom Becker by a 3-2 score.
2-1 lead. Gibbs, I'll tell you what, and of course, Region 7 has a pretty good 25-pounder, and Phil Heverly, who was 2nd in the state last year.
Well, with 5 seconds to go, I'll tell you that former regional champions from Triton go back even further. Jack D'Amico won in 1961, Sam Gimarello in 62, Howard Moore in 62, and Ken Warrington in 62.
That was obviously before Highland came in, correct?
Yes, well, and then they split, Triton split, and that Triton Blue, Ron Gambone was a regional champion in 66 and 67.
There's John Marinelli, head coach.
Who wrestled for Gene Barber at Absegami, and that's the head coach from Triton
on the left.
Rob Holke.
Washington Township,
Who
was
wrestled at Washington Township.
Now let's go.
2-2, 156 in the 2nd period. Gibbs is very strong on his feet.
Keep him in.
Just very sound wrestler.
Snap.
This has got to be, for a wrestler, the longest week of their life between regions and states.
Well, it certainly is. Billy Gibbs, I've noticed throughout the tournament, has done nothing flashy. He's just being very methodical and very technical out there.
I think what he does is he waits for his opponent to make a mistake.
Finish it.
Take his time on this move. Pop his head out.
There's that experience coming with Gibbs. Townsend battling.
Reach up for the head.
I tell you what, Townsend doing a great job against Gibbs so
Well, it
far.
certainly is.
2-2. Gibbs finished 3rd in the state last year. A stalemate. First Clearview the last couple of years qualifying for the playoffs. Group 3, there's a school that's just growing and growing, and it won't be surprising to see them as a Group 4 school maybe in the next 4 or 5 years.
Certainly looks like it from all the building going around. Of course, same thing could be said of Kingsway. That's Group 2 right now, and they might be Group 3 before long. A lot of building going around that area.
And that's why I moved there, because I know it's a small town and everything, you know? You never know. 25 seconds left. We're knotted at 2. Triton almost had 2 wrestlers in today at 171. John Ennis had a 3-0 lead over Brian Bringham. Oh, and Gibbs is in a lot of trouble. No points yet.
Oh, brother. Late in the match.
I'll tell you what.
Oh,
Gibbs just a terrific job fighting that off.
Oh, brother.
Nothing. They give a lot of credit to Billy Gibbs here fighting that one off.
But I didn't panic.
That almost was the shocker of the tournament. Yeah, John Ennis of Triton was up 3-0 over Brian Brittingham going into the 3rd period, 171 tonight, or this afternoon, and lost, and then had to he was injured and lost an injury default to Dustin Burke of Clayton in the consolations. There's the escape, 3-2.
John Ennis, of course, started out at Triton. He was at Triton he was at Sterling last year.
He was at Sterling this year, wrestling the Beast of the East with him.
Yep.
Talked to him before the match.
Oh, my.
There's a throw by Gibbs, unfortunately, ran out of room.
Lucky for Mike Townsend.
Well, Townsend's the one that needs the takedown here. He's the one that trails 3-2. The only takedown in the match was Gibbs early on in the first period. We talked about Gibbs not being flashy, just doing what he has to do.
Well, he has the lead, so he's in a more advantageous position. As you mentioned, Townsend trailing with 1:16 left. He has to be the one that takes the shot. And sometimes you take a wild shot and it backfires on you.
Tying him up.
Matt Rico, the referee.
There's a nice move by Gibbs getting the takedown. And he
Pure
now has a
experience there, John.
5-2 lead.
Pure experience. He got Townsend going one way and just shucked him and threw him and spun right behind him.
101.
45 seconds left.
Townsend with a career record of 94-20, and that 94 wins is a Triton school record. Billy Gibbs with 105 wins. Coming in, another 30 seconds, he'll have 106.
Not doing anything stupid out there. He senses him, he's going to get in a little trouble. Probably just let his man go. Just brings him back down to the mat. So Billy Gibbs of Clearview trying to bring District 29 their first region title of the evening.
Very much in control. Potentially dangerous.
Because so far we have yet to have a number 1 seed win a match.
It's going to happen right here.
5 seconds and it will. Billy Gibbs will win. He'll hold on to 5-2 victory. He wins Region 8 for the 2nd straight year. First number 1 seed to win this evening. We'll take a break. We'll come back with 130 pounds after this timeout. Back at Absegami High School, the premier matchup of the evening at 130 pounds. The number 1 seed, Mark Manchio of Sterling, coming in at 33-0 against Dan Smith of Washington Township, 29-4, and I said a premier matchup just by the intros.
They certainly were the most interesting we've ever witnessed here.
Manchio, of course, with a nice win last year in the state final against Joe Alexander as a sophomore, capturing his first state title. One of the publications in the country has Manchio ranked 2nd in the country at his weight class.
Well, he certainly has had a great career. 97 wins, 2 losses going into this bout. 3-time district champion and 2-time regional champion. Has placed 2nd and 1st in the state. Perfect 33-0 this year. Danny Smith is an opponent. 29-4 this year. He lost to Mark Manchio 5-2 in the district final. He also lost to a wrestler from Monroe, New York, 16-11, and a wrestler from Waynesburg, Virginia, by a fall. I guess that was in the Beast of the East tournament. 10 falls for Smith, 6 tech falls, 4 majors. In previous districts, Danny Smith, a senior, 4th in 97, 3rd in 99, 2nd this year to Manchio.
You know, I read some articles in the paper, Manchio saying, you know, he wasn't at his best in the district finals, they're not taking anything away from Smith, so we look for Manchio to be a lot more aggressive. One thing I noticed about Smith, though, he looks very strong.
he does. 1998, that Mark Manchio was second in the state to Joe Alexander. In 1999, Mark Manchio was the state champion by beating Joe Alexander.
Of course, in his freshman year, Manchio beat Alexander in the region finals and then lost to him in the state finals.
Yeah.
Pinned him in overtime.
In the region. Mark Manchio advanced to this position by pinning Eric Castellari of Muna in 33 seconds. Then he had to go the distance against Brandon Becker, that impressive freshman from Kingsway. Beat Brandon Becker 9-3. Smith had the 440 fall against Scott Cesar of Shalik, and in that wild match against Donnie Fish, the freshman from Delsey, 14-13, where Smith didn't know if he won or lost at the end.
As we take a look at the Washington Township Brain Trust.
Well,
and again, there they are over on the Sterling side, Mike Ahern.
Mike Ahern and Bob Enders, Bob Enders, thinking Edis of Triton, who used to be at Sterling. Bob Enders.
Surprised that it's scoreless after the first period?
Well, the way they warmed up, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I would have expected a lot of
Manchio doing his warm-up routine there underneath the spotlight with water flying everywhere. Looked like a man possessed.
Of course, Manchio, you mentioned, only has 2 losses. He's only lost 1 dual meet, and that was to Greg Crosa Paulsboro.
That was his freshman year in a dual meet. His other loss, of course, to Alexander in the state final.
There's a nice takedown by Manchio, and he has the 2-0 lead.
Boy, that was Pat Quick getting in there, too. And on that ankle. Third place in this weight class went to that Brandon Becker of Kingsway. He beat Don Fish of Delsey 9-5. So Brandon Becker will go to the next level. Wow. Smith doing a great job of sit-outs, and Manchio owning like a bug on a rug.
Yeah, I think Manchio has a few matches under his belt. Stalemate.
Manchio entering this bout with 97 wins and 2 losses. If he wins here, that's 98. He's a sure bet to go deep into the state tournament. He'll be over 100 wins just in his junior year.
And how many matches can you wrestle in a year? I mean, does he have a chance, assuming Lay Black breaks Suter's record?
Well, the wrestlers can have 25 matches before the district tournament start. Curl and Bennett are going to walk in here tonight wrestling with 32-0 records.
Right.
And of course, Manchio is 33-0 walking into this bout. He was 32-2 as a freshman, 32-0 as a sophomore. He's 33-0 right now, soon to be 30, could be 34 before this bout's over, with another possible 4 bouts. So if he's 34-0 walking out of here, it'll be 38-0 for the year. He duplicates it next year, so that's another 38.
Still plenty of time. You can see Manchio great on top also. And we might get a stall warning against Smith here. Run out of time.
So it's 2-0.
Manchio will start on the bottom. I don't see Manchio as the kind of kid who will look for an escape. I look for him to try for a reversal early. Try a quick move.
Well, Smith is indicating freestyle start. He's going to give him the point, take his chances on his feet, hope for the big throw.
We'll never know. 3-0. Well, Smith's going to start being aggressive then if he's going to let his guy go.
And Smith is the one forced to take the shots. Manchio's in a position to counter him.
Manchio quick on the leg. There's a warning against Smith for backing up.
Referee Al Maloney gives Smith a stall warning.
That was a quick shot by Manchio.
That's a John Smith move, John Smith, the great wrestler from Oklahoma State, who was an Olympian. Wrestled Joey Melchiori in the national finals when Joey was a junior at Iowa. He had that great shot at the low ankle.
Both wrestlers tying up in the middle with a minute left. Manchio with the 3-0 lead. And we get a stalemate. This time Smith takes the shot, Manchio fighting it off.
30 seconds left, time running out for Mr. Smith.
Another stalemate. Manchio again with the shot. 20 seconds. Smith has to start getting busy now. Trails 3-0. But if Manchio can spin around, he might get the takedown. I think he's just content to stay there and take the win.
Very workmanlike.
And he'll get the takedown with 2 seconds left. He'll win 5-0. His third Region 8 title.
Very workmanlike. Mark Manchio with a third regional title and continues unbeaten at 34-0.
Okay, we'll talk about 135 now. Mike Materzo from Washington Township, #1 seed, 27-6. And Karis Cooper, a 6th seed, the 4th of the 4 freshmen that made it to the finals. From Paulsboro, 25-6.
And a surprise to an extent, although the people that have seen Karis Cooper wrestle this year, though he's certainly capable of reaching this point. Karis Cooper, the #6 seed, as you mentioned, he beat Vince Gatto of Buna 12-7 in the first round, and he had to go overtime to beat Joe Ritchie of Oakcrest in a revenge match. That was where Cooper lost in the regular season to Ritchie in overtime by a point. 18 seconds into this overtime, Cooper got a takedown. Latirzo, the #1 seed, had a 3:08 fall against Chris Eastlack of Pennsville, and then a 17-9 winner, Rapal Vaccaro of Absegami.
Washington Township with a lot of guys that are going to be back next year. Everyone we look at seems like they're coming back.
Well, Laterzo, a junior, he's one of them. 27 wins, 6 losses this year with 13 falls, 2 tech falls, 3 majors. Among his losses were 2 of them in the Beast of the East tournament. Lost to Fitzgerald of Wyalusing and Dungy of Nazareth, 7-6 in overtime. He also lost to that Jordan Hicks of Eastern, 5-4. 70 wins and 20 losses, and Cooper with a takedown.
Well, that's Cooper's key, his speed, his strength.
Laterzo already a 3-time district champion. Cooper, a freshman, as you mentioned, 25 wins and 6 losses. He lost to the wrestler from Great Bridge, 3-1 in that tournament. He lost.
As he lets Laterzo go.
Lost in that overtime match to Ritchie of Oakcrest. Lost in overtime against Phillipsburg, and that dual meet they had 3 overtimes, John. We saw that.
I think we have Cooper's record wrong, but he gets another takedown, and he's up 4-1.
Amazing.
So Cooper coming in 25-6 on the season, and he leads 4-1, and this is a bit of a surprise.
A 4-1 lead. Laterzo's got to get busy.
And Cooper has to wrestle 6 minutes. That's his key. I've seen him wrestle strong the first, period and a half, 2 periods, but he's got to be key. His key is the 3rd period.
At Donnie Fish that we talked about earlier, the impressive freshman from Delsey, he caught Cooper in the 2nd period and he pinned him in that dual meet. Alcorn of Sterling also beat Cooper. 3rd place at this weight class did go to Joe Ritchie of Oakcrest. He beat Paul Vaccaro of Absegami 5-3 in overtime. You know, Cooper hit at several spots during the season where he really looked like a freshman. Other times he looks like an experienced veteran. And I don't think, you know, people said that maybe it looked like he was out of shape, but I don't think he was I don't think he's ever been out of shape. I think that's mental exhaustion.
Well, he's got to watch out here. It's 4-2, and he's going to get taken down. It's going to be no takedown. No takedown.
Very close.
Still 4-2.
Orville Wilson, the referee, and Sandy Hendricks, the assistant in this match.
I'll tell you what, Orville didn't waste any time. He brought them right back to the center.
Then he made the call on the line right away. No doubt in his mind what he was calling.
Cooper with 2 takedowns. Terza with 2 escapes. And we'll end the first period 4-2.
And that's where Cooper's at his best. What you saw right at the end of right at the end there of him being aggressive and firing shots.
Down.
See Paul Marina and Dean Duca.
I'm telling Cooper, let him go.
Let him go. You gotta take him down.
Both Paulsboro and Washington Township placing 6 wrestlers in the finals tonight.
And this is the first of 3 Paulsboro Washington Township head-up matches.
Many people think Paulsboro and Washington Township are the 2 best teams in South Jersey. I know your paper had Camden Catholic, I believe, second, but I mean, that's questionable. I mean, those teams are all so close.
Well, and they wrestle each other. I think Camden Catholic beat them. And they wrestle each other. Camden Catholic has 6 in the Region 7 final.
See if Cooper can finish this off. He does. Got the takedown. Oh, he's putting on a clinic early and takedown, 6-3 lead.
Well, and that's where he has to remain aggressive there.
I'm sure he'll let him go again.
There it is.
And he does. Terza was losing early, too, in his match against Vaccaro and came back. So he's still in this match.
Oh, I don't think he's ever out of the match. He's a junior that's been there before.
All right, here's another take. Did he get it yet? No takedown yet. Now we'll get it.
There it is.
8-4. See what happens here.
Cooper really looks focused in this match, Don.
Still 3 minutes and 7 seconds to wrestle. Freestyle start again.
Which is like an eternity.
So stall on Washington Township, or Point Washington, not a stall. 8-5.
The key now is Cooper remaining aggressive.
And don't be complacent.
Yeah, he can't be intimidated. He can't get into a situation where he starts backing up because he can be hit with stalling if he gets too defensive.
And he had some problems in his semifinal match with cautions and stalling. It cost him some points.
Cautions, especially. You know, you get too.
He's got to fight this one off. Terza in a good situation, trying to pull up on Cooper's leg. And nice job by Cooper to fight it off with 24 seconds left.
Yes. Yeah, Cooper, you were mentioning the cautions in that earlier match. He was hit with 2 cautions, which is you're free, but the third one is a point, and I believe he either gave up 1 or 2 points by cautions.
I believe it was 2.
Yeah. That was almost very, very costly. You mentioned he did go overtime to beat Joe Ritchie, 11-9. 18 seconds in, he got a takedown.
And here's there you go. There's Cooper hit with a warning in the last 2 seconds of the period. I talked about that, Voj. You had to stay aggressive, backing up the last couple seconds. And I'll tell you, that could be a momentum changer. He'll start on the bottom. This we talked about where he got his cautions. He's quick as it is. He tried to be a little too quick earlier this afternoon.
There it is.
There we go. We mentioned this.
That's the first caution.
First of all, he has the lead 8-5. You know.
No reason to explode that fast. He's quick enough to get out of there once the whistle blows. There's another caution. That's 2. Now everyone from here on out is going to cost him a point. There's No need to move.
Well, you know what the key is, Voj? Stay off his back. Get out and just stay on your feet or take your man down. And he gets out. It's now 9-5. Now he's got to stay aggressive. He's already been hit with a warning.
The key there is Laterzo lifted him. He tried to slip the half in as they come back to the mat, and Cooper just sat out on that half. Sat and twisted at the same time.
Cooper taking the shots now.
Well, he's being aggressive, and that's the key. He's focused, he's being aggressive.
Seems a little frustrated. Now there's Cooper. Try and bring him back. Nope, we'll go out. We'll go back to the center with 1:15 left.
Like a snake out there, isn't he, John? Very elusive.
I've seen Washington Township wrestle this morning, and these guys don't quit. They wrestle 6 minutes, so this is going to be a long minute for Paulsboro, and I'm sure if you're Washington Township, this time's just flying by as we got a 1:03 left. We're back in the center.
Cooper cannot back up. He's got to turn.
That's what he's trying to do.
On the mat.
Turtles are trying to go upper body. And you know what? These guys both might get hit. 40 seconds left.
There's a stall warning to Washington Township.
So now we're even with 35 seconds left. Cooper backed up there. He has to watch out.
Well, you can say back up on that first shot. The guy's lunging at you. You got to react to it. But after you react to it, now you have to turn him inside. As he's shoving you, you have to turn inside. It's called circling in. You got to circle in. 21 seconds to go. 9-5. Cooper's in the driver's seat. He can't back up.
Let's try and tie up Laterzo. 14 seconds left.
Well, he has room. He has room. He's only been warned. He hasn't given up any points yet. Laterzo almost pulled him on the headgear. It's amazing.
And Paris Cooper, as a freshman, is going to win a district title. 1 second left. He is up 9-5. That's it.
Celebrate a little early. Amazing.
A number 6 seed, Paris Cooper, freshman from Paulsboro, who finished second in the districts, is the Region 8 champion. Well, there's our first real surprise of the evening, Boach.
Oh, outstanding surprise. You know, Cooper's had his moments all year. Of course, Steve Anashevsky's listening to every word we're saying. He's shaking his head. No surprise to him. Well, it surprises me.
Hey, Steve was a little nervous. We'll take a break, come back after this timeout. Back at Absegami High School as we get set for 140 pounds. The number 1 and 2 seeds, Ray Weed, the number 1 seed, he's 26-6 from Absegami against the number 2 seed, Jimmer Donapel, who is 27-1 from Deptford. Donapel, a District 29 champ, and I'll tell you what, a very, very strong wrestler, an underrated wrestler, finished 4th in this competition last year, and he has the quick takedown, and he is up 2-0.
And the Outstanding Wrestler Award recipient in District 29. So Donapel's got a lot to shoot for here. A regional championship and continue the outstanding tournament he had in District 29.
Yeah, we talked about 119 pounds being the strongest weight class in Region 8. 140 was the strongest weight class at District 29.
That's true. Ray Weed, the number 1 seed, coming in, 26 wins, 6 losses. Career record of 71 wins and 24 losses. This year, 17 falls, 2 tech falls. Among his losses this year were to a couple of wrestlers in that Beast of the East tournament. He lost to Chaz Quicksilver Sterling. Lost to Millette of Ocean City, Justin Millette. And in the district final, then pinned him during the regular season. So he's had some quality losses. Jimmer Donapel, 26 wins and 1 loss this year. His 1 loss is to Tony Caruso of Clearview, 6-5. He has 87 wins in his career at Deptford, 87 and 18.
The escape, it's 2-1. Now Weed trying for the takedown, being the aggressor here. Donapel trying to fight it off. Of course, Donapel, a pretty good football player for Deptford.
For his size.
Yeah, his junior year, they were the South Jersey group champs.
Ray Weed, we said the number 1 seed. He advanced by pinning Dave Howard of Triton in 2:14. Then he beat Juan Rodriguez of Buna 9-2. Jimmer advanced with a 9-3 win over Justin Millette, and then he beat Lee Manitti of Edgewood 8-5 in the semifinals. Juan Rodriguez beat Manitti 15-4 to take 3rd place.
Donapel with another takedown, he leads 4-1. I'm sure Donapel was glad that Manitti beat Jared Vallejo, because Vallejo and Donapel had 2 tight matches. One went into overtime, the other one went down to the last 10 seconds in regulation. So I'm sure that Donapel was happy to see Jared Vallejo lose before he had a chance to wrestle him again. 4-1 after 1. Of course, let's go back to 135 pounds, Vogt. Karis Cooper with that win just continues a big tradition of region winners for Paulsboro, huh?
It's really amazing, the streak that continues on. Paulsboro has had a regional champion every year since back in 1971. Back in 1971, Tyrone Hamilton, who you often see in the corner in dual meets at Paulsboro, won the 98-pound championship in 1971, and the 141-pound champion that year was Jack Suter, the first of 4 Suter brothers to win regional championships. Jack won in 1971 at 141 pounds. His brother Tim won in 1978. And then, of course, along came Jason, who won a couple of regional titles, and then finally Matt, who won 4 regional titles.
Okay, another takedown for Donapel. He's in control early, 6-1. I shouldn't say early, we're halfway through this match, and a great performance by Donapel, a guy, we talked about Deptford having 4 or 5 really good wrestlers, and Joe Hollywood has some really good kids, and a fine season for him. He now leads 6-2 on the escape.
Joey Hollywood's done a great job over there at Deptford.
Of course, Deptford's had some pretty good wrestlers in their day. We talk about Vallejo. I mean, the Vallejo brothers wrestling over there.
Yeah, the first Deptford champion was back in 1962, and that was Rich Bundy. And I wonder if that King Kong Bundy name that Chris Pallies, of course, was King Kong Bundy. I wonder if he got that from those days. And of course, John Vallejo, a 2-time champion, 68 and 69. Jerry Vallejo, a 2-time champion, 71 and 72. The most recent Region 8 champion for Deptford was John Sproul, a heavyweight, in 1998.
Of course, Hollywood in the corner. We saw him recently with Mike McConville, his assistant. 6-2 lead, Jimmer Donapel. Over the number 1 seed, Ray Weed. Weed is only a junior.
Of course, Sproul, the heavyweight champion 98, following on the heels of Jermaine Ruffin being the heavyweight champion 97. Jermaine Ruffin went on to win a couple state titles.
Weed. Donapel in a little trouble in the final 10 seconds. Let's see if Donapel can fight it off, and he does. Nice job by Donapel.
Great reaction against that takedown shot by Ray Weed. There you go, after 2 periods.
Could have been 6-4, but 6-2, so a great job by Donapel. Weed will start on the bottom to begin the 3rd period. We're from Absegami High School, the Region 8 Finals.
Jimmer Donapel actually 27-1 going into this bout. He's 25-1 entering the tournament. Has won 2 in a row, getting to this point.
And after the escape, he's looking for another takedown. Has Weed in a little bit of trouble.
Oh my.
I should say a lot of trouble.
Big time trouble.
He's going to get 2 for the takedown and at least 2. You see Sandy Hendricks waiting.
Got the fingers down the mat, which means he has points to give.
Looks like 2. Wait till this move's broke. It is 2 back points. And we'll wait for the scoreboard to count up to 10. There we go, 10-3.
A commanding 10-3 lead with 1 minute and 15 left. Donapel's going to win a title, John.
It looks that way, so that's pretty good. Region 8 for District 29. I mean, Gibbs won at 25, Cooper 35. Donapel on his way at 140, but we have still a minute 12.
Mark Manchio, the only wrestler between Gibbs and Cooper.
Right at 130 to stop that string. There's the escape. It's 10-4. Reed needs to make something happen here. He's down by 6. Donapel just has to watch out for the throw. I mean, that's about all Weed can do here. He needs to throw and get Donapel on his back. And of course, Voj, like you say, I mean, when a wrestler knows that's what the other guy wants to do, it's easy to defend against that.
I'd rather be in that position. I'd rather know that he's got to extend himself and battle for a takedown, and all I have to do is defend it. There's no stalling warnings against Thetford. Jimmer's in the driver's seat.
Of course, last year he was disappointed. I think in the final seconds of his consolation match, he lost that one. He was up and lost in the final seconds. So this is big for him to come back this year, win a region title. We see a warning against Thetford for stalling. Once again, Donapel in on the leg, just drives right into Weed. Take his time, gets the takedown. He's now up 12-4.
Yeah, and he lost to Weed last year in the consolation, John, by the way. He lost to him 4-2. By how things have changed in 1 year.
A little bit of revenge. As I said, he thought he had that match won. Lost at the end.
Lost 4-2, and he's leading 12-4 with 10 seconds to go. That's quite a turnaround.
Right, he'll raise his record to 28-1. 5 seconds left. He may just let Weed go. He does. 12-5 final score. Jimmer Donapel of Deptford High School wins a Region 8 title.
Same wrestler he lost to for 3rd place this year. Last year, he beats for 1st place this year. What a turnaround. He's one happy wrestler.
Okay, we're going to get ready for 145 pounds. We have another matchup between Washington Township and Paulsboro High School. This time, another junior, Eric Ring, comes in. He's 30-4. As we take a look at Eric right there, he's going up against DJ Kama. Kama won his 100th career match in the semifinals. Kama is 26-2, has less matches because, of course, he suffered a concussion against Sterling, had to miss the matches.
And those matches he missed is the reason for his record of 25-2 going into this bout. 26-2 is actually what he is, I guess.
26-2.
26-2. 100 wins in his career. His 2 losses this year, lost to J.C. Cuffey of Great Bridge 3-2 in the Deep Creek Finals. And then at 152 pounds, he wrestled Lade Black in the dual meet, lost 7-2. Those are his 2 losses.
Yeah, from what I heard, that was Kama's choice. He didn't have to wrestle Black. He wanted to wrestle, wanted the competition.
Which was a good move on his part. And Eric Ring, the junior, 30 wins and 4 losses this year.
Ring gets an early takedown. He leads 2-0.
Ring 63 wins in his 3-year career for Washington Township. District champion the last 2 years.
For those of you who are watching our coverage for the first time from another area, DJ Kama is the nephew of Matt Suter, Jason Suter, all the Suters.
Eric Ring last year finished 3rd in this tournament by pinning Ben Chapman of Absegami, and he's got
Kama in a lot of trouble.
In a lot of trouble. Oh my! He's going to crank it over. Oh brother!
Kama doing a nice job to fight it off.
3-point near fall.
5-0. Kama's got to fight his way back into this one. He trails 5-0. Searching for his first region title.
Last Washington Township Region 8 title was the Nick Lopez in 1998 at 215 pounds. Danny Calhoun, who we saw on the sidelines coaching earlier in this tournament, was a 174-pound champion in 1995.
And of course, Lopez, I believe, went on to win a state title that year.
Yes, he did with that red-blue hair. I won't say red, white, and blue. Red-blue. Remember that? Remember the hairstyle?
Yes, I do.
Lopez now at Gloucester County College. He wrestled in the Nationals for Gloucester County College this year.
Matter of fact, and I should know this, but I know he beat a wrestler from South Jersey in the final that year.
In what year?
Whatever year he won the title. I guess the year he won the
1998.
Beat another South Jersey wrestler. 5-0, 25 seconds left. Eric Ring with the takedown and a near fall. Kind of just trying to get out and make something happen.
Your memory is good because that wrestler was Greg Sawyer of Delsey Regional, and Greg was the one who was wrestling with a broken foot.
That's right. I know he was hurt.
Yeah, broken foot.
Was it a close match? I think it was, right?
I think it was.
Okay.
And Greg Sawyer is now at Seton Hall University wrestling varsity there for the second year in a row.
And all Eric Ring so far. He leads 5-0. Kama trying to get at least one before the end of the period.
Well, I don't see the explosiveness I've seen from Kama on occasion this year. Of course, the competition is tough. Eric Ring advanced to the spot with a 136 fall over that Joe Galante of Ocean City, who happened to walk into the tournament with a 26-2 record. Ring then beat John Wengert of Delsey 8-2. Kama advanced by the number 2 seed by beating Mike Bechtel of Triton 11-3 and beating Chaz Quicksil Sterling 7-1. Wengert come back and beat Quicksil 10-3 to get third place.
Ready on the shot.
Okay, they start neutral. I didn't see who had the choice there, but we're starting neutral for period number 2. We're having some technical difficulties. We'll have our video back in a second. Meanwhile, 16 seconds gone in period number 2, and we're back.
I thought they were just trying to cool us off by showing us a snowstorm.
It is hot in here.
Here is where Kama has made a lot of hay this year in a neutral position by getting a wrestler going one way and then shucking him and spinning behind the other way. I don't think Ring's going to be up to having that happen to him.
Now we go back to the center with a minute and 20 left in period number 2, and it's Eric Ring with a 5-0 lead. 5 points scored in the first period.
And being the dominant wrestler out there to a certain extent. Matty Rico, the referee on the mat. Al Maloney, the assistant to him.
Ring trying for the shot there. We're scoring here in the second period. There's that motion you're talking about. We'll see a stalemate called.
So far, the only school with 2 champions is Absegami, with a winner at 112 and a winner at 119 in Bridget Chapman. Oakcrest, a winner with C.J. Mays, the freshman. Billy Gibbs repeats. Mark Manchio repeats. Karis Cooper surprises. And Jimmer Donapel finally gets the ring.
And we're now at 145. Washington Township looking for a crown.
Remember that? They used to ride a merry-go-round, and they'd have the ring out there, and if you got the golden ring, you got a free ride.
I've heard about it. There's a shot by Ring, fought off by Kama. 15 seconds left.
Used to have a merry-go-round over there at Sunset Lake Park in Almanesson. No longer exists.
Also, was it Riverview?
Riverview Beach down in Pennsville.
Yep. From St. James, I remember the Salem County landmarks. 5 seconds left in the second period. Will end 5-0 in favor of Ring. Ooh, Kama just a little late there that time on the takedown. So it was Kama's choice to take the neutral position in the second period. Now Ring will start on the bottom.
And Cam is not a great rider on top. And this is a position where he has to be, so to speak.
Because he hasn't taken Ring down.
No, he's down by 5 points. If he's going to get back in this match, he's got to get some back points. And of course, there's Ring out, no neutral position. He's got a point.
That's a 6-0 lead.
We're right back to where we were in the second period with Kama needing desperately now to make some hay here. He's down 6-zip.
We talked about Ray Wee needing the throw and the big points, and he can't waste any time. Kama needs the same thing. He's in on the legs, but he gets into a little bit of trouble when Ring with a nice job to fight that off.
Eric Ring, the two-time district champion, third here a year ago. Kama, one of those wrestlers who placed every year in the district tournament for Paulsboro ever since his freshman year. Was third as a freshman, first as a sophomore, second as a junior, and first as a senior. Was fourth in this tournament in 1998. Time running out on DJ Kama. And of course, if you're second here, you're going to meet the third place finisher in Region 7 next Tuesday night. The Super Regionals at Cherry Hill East High School.
Traditionally, Region 8 has always fared well against Region 7.
Well, they have, but people got to remember that Camden Catholic is one of the schools in Region 7 this year, and I think they had 6 in the finals of Region 7. And there are some pretty outstanding wrestlers up there, too, this year. South Jersey has really improved. As you see, Paul Marina, they went over the 300-win plateau this year for Paulsboro. Amazing in 15 years.
301 wins, I think, what, 7 losses? Pretty impressive.
Not shabby at all. Of course, his predecessor was Bob Frederick, who I think only had 6 losses. More importantly, one of 2 undefeated teams in the state this year, and ultimately it looks like they will be presented the #1 team in the state award again at the state championships.
Ring just frustrating Cam out there. 10 seconds left, he's up 6-0. And we'll go back to the center. It looks like Eric Ring from Washington Township.
Hands up! Hands up!
Winning the region title. The #1 seed in the weight class, Eric Ring from Washington Township, will hold on and win 6-0.
6-0 final. Cam almost got a takedown at the end. But Ring, who was 3rd a year ago, is first this year.
And now for the awards at 140. In 3rd place.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll see if Blade Black makes history when we come back. Well, that quick, we're back, and Maurice Tunstall, who was the king of the takedown, has taken Lee Black down, and Lee Black trails 2-0.
Well, that's a shocker to start the match, how quickly Maurice went in and got it. And he's going to get Black, he's going to cut him loose.
I don't think Lee Black's been cut loose too much, huh?
I wouldn't think so.
And I'll tell you what, there you go.
That's why you don't cut him loose.
I think he caught Tunstall caught Black off guard, and I don't think that was the worst thing he could do. I think it woke him up.
I think it infuriated Black a little bit. He's going to get some, get back to him to that tilt.
I don't know if he got, maybe
maybe
I
not.
don't see anything
Oh,
counted
Tunstall's fighting. Tunstall with a reversal. Doesn't have taken him out. How about that?
So it's 5-4. There was back points, folks.
Okay.
Black leads 5-4. Well, Lay Black 5-4. Who would think of that with 1:18 left in the first period?
Not I. Lay Black, of course, is senior for Absegami. Everybody knows Lay Black. 29-2 this year. His 2 losses were in the Beast of the East tournament. He lost to Ryan Burton of St. Edwards, who ended up winning that tournament 7-5. He lost to Josh Housekeeper of Solanco 4-2. Laid Black 36-0 his freshman year, 36-1 his sophomore year. That's when he lost to Larry Smashy in the Super Regions of Delsey. Larry Smashy won to win a state title. Laid Black finished third in the state. Black 36-0 as a junior, so he's won 2 state titles, was third his other year, 3 district titles, 3 regional titles. He has 137 wins coming into this bout, 137 wins and 3 losses. If he wins this bout, he will tie Matt Suter for the all-time state record in wins of 138. If he wins this bout, he will have won his 4th regional title. And prior to this year, only 5 wrestlers in South Jersey history had ever won 4 regional titles.
Well, he has a 6-4 lead and 25 seconds left in the first period. He's been taken down, he's been reversed, and he's still leading. And he's in on the legs. Just makes it look so easy. The good ones do.
Yes, they do.
8-4. One thing about Tunstall, though, he won't back away. He won't be shy. He'll go right after him.
And he'll be back next year. That's the big thing. He's a junior. 26 wins and 2 losses this year. He lost to Nick Roy of Wall Township, 13-9, 4. Can't read that. And he also lost to a wrestler from North Hunterton, 8-4.
Yeah, that was in the state Group 3 semifinals.
Yep.
What's impressive about that, I mean, West Effort was going it without their 112-pounder Schilling, who got hurt in the South Jersey finals, and Tunstall loses, and they still win the match. That just showed you the balance they had this year. Tunstall trying to pick Black up as we start period number 2. Black gets out, he's up 9-4. Tunstall trying to get in on the leg.
Tunstall with 63 career wins coming into this.
There's a takedown by Black.
11-4. And a tilt.
Some back points.
Tunstall's second 2 years in a row in the districts until winning it this year. Laid Black has already made a commitment to college, John. He's going to the State University of New York at Buffalo next year.
You're the king of college wrestling. What do you know about Buffalo's program?
They're not among the top 10 in the country. They're not among the top 20 in the country.
Yeah, I want to put you on the spot. 1:15 left.
Maybe Laid Black will turn that program around and make them among the elite in the country.
Maybe.
University of Pennsylvania has stepped up their program the last couple of years. You get a couple Laid Blacks in your program, all of a sudden you start to challenge.
Had a chance to see University of Pennsylvania on TV a couple weeks ago on Comcast. There's some more back points. No, didn't get a count.
You got it now, I think.
He got it. He's going to get 5. So he's going to get 3 points, 5 count. 17-4. Now we can think about Tech fall here. It's 13 right now. One more near fall and it's over. And I'll tell you he's going for it now. There we go. 20-4, it's going to end. And there you go. Laid Black has just tied Matt Suter for wins in the state of New Jersey with 138, and he has just won his 4th region title.
Amazing.
Really amazing.
Laid Black has just tied the state record with 138 wins.
Look at the Paulsboro people stand up.
Standing
What a
ovation from
tribute.
everybody here.
Everybody's up on their feet now. But among the first up was a whole contingent of Paulsboro people up there. Their wrestler held that former record. It's only tied right now, but it's inevitable. It will fall next week. Rudolph Hawk, the assistant coach at Absegami, giving Laib a big hug. What a marvelous career. 138 wins and 3 losses.
Hey, well there. I guess we saw that one coming.
Well, we did, and I think it was inevitable, and what a great performance by Laid Black. He's given us so many thrills here the last 4 years.
In 3rd place from Delsey High School.
Let's go to 160. We have Chris Catania from Edgewood, 28-1, but he had to fight for win number 28 this afternoon. He goes up against Carl Schmidt from Washington Township. Schmidt is 31-4.
And you know, just stopping back before we talk about these two wrestlers, Lay Black just won by tech fall. We had talked about him advancing to the finals with a 106 fall and a 323 fall, and then gets a tech fall and 328. Regardless of what anybody else does in the rest of the tournament, you have a couple pretty good wrestlers coming up. The odds are that Lay Black will be the Outstanding Wrestler Award recipient. Now, Chris,
you know what? I jump right in there, Voj. I mean, you have to give Cooper some consideration. I mean, I guess over a career, I mean, Black did it, but Cooper is a number 6 seed as a freshman, as a middleweight, not as a lightweight, as a middleweight, coming in and winning a region title has to be considered also.
I agree with you 100%. I just wonder if people will look at it that way or look at the career accomplishments of Lay Black. Well, we'll see when the votes come out. I think Cooper has to be considered. I think Troy Bennett has to be considered. Mark Manchio has done a marvelous job. Let's talk about these two. Chris Catania, who's fighting for his life here on a takedown attempt by
Carl Schmidt.
And
it looks like a takedown's going to go to Catania.
Brother.
He got 2. No back points, though.
Oh, brother. Chris Catania, senior, 28 wins and 1 loss this year. His only loss was up a weight class at 171 pounds to Mike Ciroli of Lenape, who I believe is a Region 7 finalist at 171 pounds. They gave no takedown.
No takedown on Pete DePaul. The Edgewood coach does not like that, and he's just going to try and get a ruling on it. He's going to go over and talk to Orville Wilson about it.
Orville trying to explain to Pete DePaul why it was given and now being taken away. Chris Catania, as we said, 28-1, 17 falls this year. He's only lost to Mike Ciroli. Marvelous career, 24-3 as a freshman, 23-3 as a sophomore, 22-4 as a junior. Placed in the districts for all 4 years, 2nd, 1st, 3rd, and 1st. And his opponent, Carl Schmidt, a senior, 31-4 this year, lost 2 times to Catania, once by a fall, and then 7-5 in overtime. The other 2 losses for Schmidt were in the Beast of the East tournament. The rest is from Nazareth and Northampton.
Catania gets a takedown. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. But a nice job fighting it off. So he has the 2-0 lead. So he ends up getting a takedown. And now there's a reversal for Schmidt. It's 2-2.
97-11, the career record for Catania. 109 wins and 19 losses in his career for Carl
Here
Schmidt.
comes Schmidt working the move.
He's got the cradle.
That's his move. Big move. He's
got Catania.
3 points.
He's got him in a lot of trouble.
That'll end the period. Lightning quick.
Wow.
5-2.
I don't know if you could catch that or not. On the cradle that Schmidt had, Catania was pointing to his neck, indicating that his wind was being cut off. 2 officials looking at it. Orville Wilson is the referee, and Sandy Hendricks is the assistant. Catania's got his work cut out now. Remember a year ago, there actually were TV stations chasing Carl Schmidt around, filming his method of pinning people and indicating that the hold might be illegal, cutting the wind off of the opponent.
Catania faces Schmidt, still no points yet.
Now he faced him, but he didn't get his leg out fast enough, and Schmidt got a hold of that single leg, and that's why they can't give an escape. But they didn't break free. Washington Township have 1 winner already this evening, Eric Ring at 145. Absegami with 3 regional champions. First 6 regional champions, the all-time record for a school in South Jersey with regional titles.
120 left in the second. Schmidt in control, 5-2. In control over Catania.
A record of 6 by Highland back in 1983. Paulsboro had 5 in 1978. And a slew of teams have had 4 regional champions. The most recent last year when Paulsboro and Camden Catholic each had 4.
a stalemate.
Schmidt in the driver's seat with a 5-2 lead. I don't know who was leading in that match that Catania won in overtime in the districts, whether he led all the way and Schmidt tied it up, or whether Schmidt led and Catania tied it up, but Catania obviously got the takedown in overtime.
Again, he turns and he can't get the leg out, no points.
Again, he got up and then got a nice spin move, but he didn't clear his leg. Schmidt wrestling a very smart match. Almost another stalemate.
Of course, Edgewood yelling for stalling. We're going to get a stalemate.
I think it was there earlier than that. Let's see if Catania tries something different this time. Twice he stood up and not cleared his legs.
I was looking to move forward this time, and he didn't even shoot out. He needs a big point here. He needs to do something here. If he can pop his head out, he can get a reversal. 13 seconds left. Oh. Potentially dangerous.
Well, you got an illegal hold, I believe.
1 point for Edgewood.
One point for the illegal hold.
2 for a reversal. We have a tie match.
Reversal.
Wow.
All right, so he gives a penalty point, and in the midst of the penalty point, he gives a reversal.
That changes everything quick. 5-5. Washington Township wants an explanation.
Just that quick. Chuck Williamson Jr. in the corner with Frank Consiglio. Consiglio talking to the officials, very animatedly there, and Williamson in the background. Pete DePaul listening in to what the official's explanation is. They had one controversy this tournament in a semifinal heavyweight match where a call was made in overtime of a double stall warning, and they went immediately to the tiebreaker where they flipped the disc, and Joe Weiss of Mainland ended up being the winner over the Vineland wrestler. And then after the fact, after Weiss had his hand raised and the gymnasium cleared, the rule books were consulted, and it evidently was not the right call. That should have been a double stall warning, continue wrestling. You don't go down until there's penalty points.
Schmidt with a nice move. Got the reversal with 1 second left. We'll talk about it again. Those points in the final 10 seconds. Schmidt with the 7-5 lead. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the Vogue talking about that heavyweight match. I mean, what, 3 hours later, I think they were still trying to decide whether they're going to wrestle him again.
Yeah, they made a couple calls, and I know Ernie Fnuzio was one of the people that was called, and the feeling was that the man had his hand raised, and you just can't do that, come back later. You should have made a decision right then and there. 7-5, Carl Schmidt with the lead, and he's going to get an escape here, I think, if he breaks free.
Of course, Catania just try and bring him out. He needs some back points here. We'll think about letting him go. We'll see what happens. They gave him the escape, so they are going to be neutral. It's now 8-5.
Well, it doesn't look good to be consulting this much. Either he was free and he recognized he was free, and that's what the ultimate conclusion is by Orville Wilson after conferring with Sandy Hendricks. I thought it was a neutral. Now Catania's got his work cut out. He's losing 8-5. He needs a takedown and back points, or takedown and escape and another takedown just to tie it up. I don't think Schmidt's going to be in the mood to be taken down too many times.
Schmidt has a hold of that head. Now he has the ankle, and he's working on a move here, and he got the takedown. He's now up 10-5, and we have Pete DePaul again off the bench, talking about something. Sandy Hendricks calling him out. And we have an injury to the Edgewood wrestler. We'll take a break, 106 left, 10-5 Schmidt. We're back at Absegami High School, 106 left in the third period, 160 pounds, Carl Schmidt, the number 2 seed from Washington Township with a 10-5 lead over number 1 seed Chris Catania of Edgewood. And here we go again, another potentially dangerous.
Jiminy. Well, 59 seconds to go, things look bleak for Catania. Let's see what he can pull out of his bag of tricks here in the final minute, but it looks bleak. Schmidt's wrestling very well.
Washington Township looking for their second winner of the evening. Eric Ring at 145. The junior won his region title. 35 seconds left. Schmidt still in control. Catania trying to stand up.
If Catania gets a reversal here, he's going to have to fire for back points right away. Schmidt's the one that can just hold on. Here comes Catania out. He's got to pop his head. Schmidt's content to hang on to the leg because that's almost a stalemate situation.
I think you're going to get a stalemate here.
He popped his head. He has to clear his leg now.
And he won't do it.
He's not going to have enough time.
Carl Schmidt of Washington Township with a 10-5 win. Washington Township picks up their second region title of the evening. Carl Schmidt, the senior, picking up his 32nd win this season.
And a revenge for a couple losses during the regular season.
We get ready for 171 pounds. I'll tell you what, this weight class, both wrestlers had to come back in the third period and win it. Brittingham was trailing 3-0 to John Edis of Triton before he came back and won his match. And then James Funk with a remarkable victory over Dustin Burke in the final seconds in his semifinal match.
10-8 was that match with Funk and Burke, and it looked bleak for Funk, and they just pulled it out at the end. I think it was a 5-point move in the last 30 seconds to pull that one out. Brian Brittingham, the number 1 seed, advanced with a 143 fall over Jason Hansen of Lower Cape May. And then, as you mentioned, that tight match with John Edis of Triton, 4-3. Funk with a 4-2 win over Randy Martinez of Vineland before that late 5-point move to get a 10-8 win over Dustin Burke of Clayton.
Of course, Brittingham placed in the States last year. Unfortunately for Brittingham, he had to be in the same weight class as Scott Guerin of Paulsboro, but Brittingham trying the shot. Funk fighting him off there.
Brittingham with 109 wins and 20 losses coming into this bout. He lost this year 3 times, once to Frank Cornelli of Camden Catholic, 6-4 in overtime, and that was much publicized. That was about the time that it seemed that Brittingham was coming down with some kind of walking pneumonia. He then lost to Keith Kubasek of Hunter Central by fall when he was in the midst of that illness. And his loss previously to that was to Greg Callahan of St. Edwards in Ohio. And of course, the big thing about that loss was it was the very first loss in the Beast of the East tournament. Then he came back and won 8 matches in a row.
He wrestled 9 in that tournament. He leads here 2-0 on the takedown. And St. Edwards, that's a great program. They're the number 1 team in the country, the mythical number 1 team in the country.
Mythical or unmythical, they're pretty talented.
Year in, year out. Brittingham very strong. There you see working the arm of Funk. That's Funk in a lot of trouble right here.
It's a guillotine he's got on him. Pulling him back into it.
Gotta watch out.
Gonna have a potentially dangerous call. James Funk, a talented sophomore who is involved in 3 varsity sports, as you see timeout called for the injury.
Okay, what are the 4 points for, Boj?
Well, the 4 points are because he had a 5 count for a 3-point near fall, and they had to stop it for the injury.
Okay.
All right, and that means that the bottom wrestler, the wrestler being in the pinning combination, lets out the yell that he's hurting. And if that happens, and you already have a 3 count or a 5 count for the 3-point near fall. If you have to break it for that when a fall seems to be imminent, then you have to get an extra point. James Funk participates in football, baseball, and wrestling. He has 46 wins, 9 losses coming into this bout. He was 3rd in the district a year ago, 1st in the district this year. Has 13 falls this year himself. Lost to a wrestler from Cox down in the Deep Creek tournament finals. He lost to Mark McGurn of Collingswood 1-0 in a dual meet. And he lost to Kopensky of Phillipsburg in a dual meet. Brittingham, the tested senior.
40 seconds, Brian.
Yeah, she wrestled 160. He leads 6-0 here with 39 seconds left in the first period.
And of course, as you mentioned, finishing 2nd a year ago to Scott Guerin, who is starting down at North Carolina State. Was ranked #1 in the ACC rankings last week. Guerin beat Brittingham 3-0 on the way to a state title last year. Brittingham, a 4-time finalist in the districts. Twice he was 2nd his freshman and sophomore years, twice 1st his junior and senior years. Was 4th in the region in '97, 3rd in the region in '98, 2nd in the region last year. So he wins this bout. He was a 4th, a 3rd, a 2nd, and a 1st.
There you see, Funk had gotten an escape and was almost taken down. Matter of fact, Guerin wrestled in the semifinals against Brittingham also. Guerin winning that one 8-2 in the state semis.
Last year.
6-1 lead as we end period #1. Brian Brittingham, senior. Boy, they're going to lose some pretty good wrestlers at 160 and 171 for Washington Township.
Yes, they are. Brittingham, of course, battled back after that loss last year. He ended up 5th in the state. I like that format of wrestling for 5th and 6th. You see Consiglio looking on, Washington Township coach.
Brittingham starts on the bottom as we begin period #2. He's in control, 6-1. And he gets out, he's up 7-1. Senior against a sophomore. Funk goes right after him. Brittingham will just push him aside, try and spin around and get the takedown, but Funk fighting it off so far. Not very long though, he gets a takedown. It's now a 9-1 score.
The dominant wrestler, there's no doubt about it. James Funk, we mentioned, getting to the final with a 4-2 win and a 10-8 win. Dustin Burke came back in the consolation battle, won by injury default over John Edis of Triton, who got hurt. That's 2 wrestlers who got hurt in the consolation. Ryan O'Hara Paulsboro breaking his jaw, and Dustin Burke of Clayton winning by injury default over John Edis of Triton.
Brittingham's trying that same move. He got the back points on earlier. Funk fighting it off this time, I guess knows it's coming. And we'll go back to the center. 48 seconds left in the second, 9-1 lead. It's been all Brian Brittingham. It's been all Washington Township the last 2 weight classes.
Brittingham was the wrestler who exposed his physique in the introductions.
Yeah, I swore I was looking at you, Voj. Then I looked next to me, you were there, so I figured it couldn't be you. I looked at it, it was Brian.
Of course, as you mentioned, if you could have that kind of a body to show off, why
Your shirt
not?
would be off right now, I know.
Gonna have a caution there.
Against Funk.
Bottom man moving too soon.
Sandy Hendricks, the official, his son Jason, a very good wrestler for West Deptford a few years back. I think Jason might be helping out. Was it Williamstown? I know he was last year.
Last year. I wanted to point this out, that I pulled this out of the archives. This Brittingham coming back to place 3rd in the Beast of the East. He lost his first match to Greg Hallahan of St. Edward 7-3. Greg Hallahan ended up being 5th in the Beast of the East, and Brittingham beat him in the wrestlebacks on the way back. Brittingham won by a fall in 147. He won 6-2, 6-3, 131 falls, 7-2, 8-4, 6-4 over Hallahan, who gave him his loss in the opening round, and pinned in 206 over Bud Putnam of Wyalusing.
a lot of wrestling.
8-1
Stall warnings on both wrestlers.
in the opening weekend of the season.
Of course, that can hurt you down the road in your dual meets, though.
Well, you got to be careful of the NJSA regulations on the number of times you can wrestle.
Which is what, 25?
25 before the district championships.
That's where you look at your schedule, see where you have your strengths, see where your opponents are strong. Getting ready to start the third period. Paul Marina and Dean Duca looking on. Ryan Brittingham of Washington Township.
Well, they gave Funk the choice. And he said, well, what the heck? I've been taken down 2 times. Let me try that. Maybe looking for the big throw or the big move, because he needs points. He's down 9-2.
Of course, Washington Township's wrestling program really coming on strong the last few years.
Oh,
Brittingham lifts Funk up and gently takes him down. That's how you bring your men down to the mat.
very impressive.
11-2.
Very, very impressive. Brittingham looks like a man on a mission.
And he is one of the favorites in the state at this weight class.
I can see why.
I talked to a lot of people thought, he could have went 71 last year. He may have had a shot at a state title. Final minute, 11-2.
Oh, Funk just can't put his head down on the mat.
And there's a warning.
That's
there's
what's
a point.
going to happen.
It's now 12-2. It's got to be frustrating out there if you're Funk or any wrestler like in this situation.
And you have someone as good as Brittingham that's out there wrestling you. Yes, it can be very frustrating.
Another warning or a stall call against Funk. It's another point. Next time it'll be 2. It's 13-2, 30 seconds. Plenty of time. Brittingham saying, look, he's not. Now it's.
And there's the warning on top because.
Isn't that a point? That should be a point for Paulsboro.
Has 1 point.
13-3.
And I think the stall call there by Sandy Hendricks, the referee, is the fact that Brittingham was kind of like laying there, not really working for the pin, but it's kind of like saying, well, what am I supposed to do? He's not doing anything. Well, you got to do something too. Funk trying a switch.
And you can see the strength of Brittingham right there.
He stopped it. Reached right out and stopped the switch.
So back-to-back champions at 160 and 171 for Washington Township.
13-3 to final. That's very impressive. Brian Brittingham, the champion.
No pins yet, Voge.
You're right. We had Tech Fall. Does that count?
No.
No.
Did he? If it was a dual meet, would he have gotten 6?
Well, but it ended before it went 6 minutes. You
No.
got to count partially.
No. Okay, half a pin, Voge. Okay, we get set for 189 pounds. And the number 1 seed in this weight class was Brent Tyson of Highland, but he lost in the semis and then he lost in consolations to Alexis Aquino of Deptford. So in the finals we have David Wise of Oakcrest, 25-4. Mike Mendenhall, a sophomore from Paulsboro, is 29-1. And these two met in a dual meet where Mendenhall beat Wise. I believe it was 4-2. I know it was a close match.
4-2 is correct. So a little bit of revenge factor going here. David Wise, a senior, 25-4 this year. He lost to Mendenhall 4-2. He lost to Gay of Lower Cape May 10-5. He lost to Guchito of Vineland 4-3. He lost to Anderson of Egg Harbor Township 4-2. 59 wins and 20 losses in his career. Twice second in the district, so district champion this year. Mendenhall, the sophomore, 29-1 this year. His only loss to Adam Ferris of Edgewood, 3-1. I think it was 5-1.
I think it was 5-1 also.
That was back in December in a dual meet.
You see the takedown from Mendenhall.
Mendenhall is a very methodical wrestler, very He's a blue-collar wrestler.
You usually see the 89-pounders, 215 as bruisers.
Yeah. Well, Mendenhall's going to be a bruiser. He's only a baby. He's only a sophomore. Very good football player. Mendenhall, 48-11 in his 2 years. He's 19-10 a year ago, 4th in Region 8, 1st in the district. This year he repeated as a district champion. So he's 2-time district champion. Now he's going for a regional title. David Wise, the number 4 seed, got to this point by pinning Rob Ubeli of Delsey in 5:27. And then he got a takedown in the last 10 seconds to beat Brent Tyson of Highland 5-4. Mendenhall, the number 3 seed, beat Tom Beach of St. Joe 8-5, and that's after a scare. Got taken down and put on his back on the cradle. The first minute of that match, he was down 5-0. Then he beat Alexis Aquino, who he beat in the District 29 finals. He beat him 14-3. Aquino came back and beat Brent Tyson 6-5, so Aquino goes on to the next round. Brent Tyson, the number 1 seed, goes nowhere.
Well, Mendenhall in control in first period. We got the early takedown. Riding Wise right now, trying for some back points.
Matt Norico, the referee, on the mat, and
Wise has to watch out on the bottom.
Yes.
Looked like he was laying flat.
And on assisting is Al Maloney.
Take a look at the Oakcrest bench. We talked about Robinson being named the Region 8 Coach of the Year. Oakcrest had a fine season. Runner-up in South Jersey Group 3. Of course, Paulsboro, as we take a look at them. Well, the streak continues. How many straight state Group 1 titles?
20, let's see, a state group title, 17 was it this year, right? 21 consecutive in South Jersey.
Well, I thought you would have that committed to memory. They lost the very first state group title to Roselle Park and haven't lost since.
Yep, amazing streak.
Wise on top to begin the second period, trying to get Mendenhall in a little trouble. Mendenhall moving, and a nice job. He's going to get 1, possibly 2.
He's got 2 right there. That's a reversal.
Gets the reversal, and now he's up 4-0.
No reason to even wait for him to take the man to the mat. As soon as he got behind him, that's a change in position. Standing or on the mat, that's automatically a 2-point reversal.
Blue collar, Mike Mendenhall.
Like that, huh?
Yes, I do. Appropriate.
Very methodical wrestler who works very, very hard. Very good condition, good shape. Of course, when you got Troy Bennett and Tom Curl above you, and I'm sure they get into some pretty neat 3-man groups, and you got Isaac Redmond, James Funk behind you.
Hey, and worst of that, you got all those coaches that come in and wrestle with the kids.
Well, that's true.
That might be the tougher matches. Mendenhall trying to turn Wise.
This could be
That's what I talk about. Wise is just laying there flat. He's got to watch out.
Yep. This could be the first of 3 consecutive wins by Paulsboro. Their strength all year has been in their upper weights. Talked about.
That was the key when they beat Phillipsburg, because when they needed Mendenhall to come through, he did. And then Bennett and Curl were there to finish it up.
Coming into this match, (93-1) is the cumulative record of the last 3 wrestlers in Paulsboro's lineup.
Not a bad record. You see Paul Marina, the escape for Wise with 10 seconds left. It's now 4-1.
There again, you don't like to give up some points that late in a match, and that's happened several times in this tournament to different wrestlers.
Wise is the senior.
Now you notice that Paulsboro is starting down for the second period in a row. Wise had choice the last period, second period. He elected to take the top. Mendenhall got the reversal and built a 4-1 lead. Mendenhall's down again.
So it gives you some indication of what Wise thinks is his strength. Mendenhall, you can see him very active, moving around on the bottom, and very strong. So just try and stand up.
Conditioning a big factor with Paulsboro wrestling this year. You get to the third period, in many cases, that was part of their strength. Got to watch the way the crossface comes in. It comes in a little bit too viciously. You're going to get unnecessary roughness.
So another look at the crowd, a big crowd, and most of them have stuck around towards the end.
Well, I think a lot of people like to see Troy Bennett wrestle. He's talking about blue collar from Mendenhall. Troy Bennett is just a monstrous.
Oh, there's a
Look at
nice
that
move.
reversal
Wise
right
is
to his
in a lot
back.
of trouble now.
Oh my! Oh,
Wise will fight it off, but a reversal for Mendenhall. 6-1 lead. Oh, yeah, he got 6-1 lead.
boy, just missed getting a half combination in there. What could have been lights out for Wise. Still has the ride in the liner lace on the legs. If he can grab the far shoulder, he's going to have back points coming up, possibly even a pin.
Just taking his time, working it.
Well, he's got all the time in the world. He's got a big lead, 6-1 there in the final minute.
He just keep doing what he's doing.
Well,
And there he goes.
he's tightening. Well,
There we go, stalemate.
was tightening up there. Just couldn't get free that leg. Free that leg could have been lights out for Wise. District 29 going after its fourth champion. Earlier, Billy Gibbs of Clearview won at 125 pounds. Karis Cooper, the big surprise in this tournament, won at 135. Jimmer Donapel of Depper won at 140. Now,
Right, and you'd have to think to obviously the favorite to 215 in heavyweight. Nothing's a given, but
of course, at heavyweight, you got two undefeated wrestlers coming up, so
the unknown factor there. Of course, 215, it's Friel and Bennett part 3, and Bennett's won the first 2.
decisively, emphatically.
Under 10 seconds left.
Polishing off his blue-collar win.
Mike Mendenhall dominating from the beginning. Even though it was a 6-1 win, he was in control the whole time.
And that's his first regional championship and the second for Paulsboro this evening.
Well, we're down to the final 2 weight classes.
And
We'll take a break. We'll have those for you when we come right back. Back at Absegami High School, 215 pounds, the number 1 seed and number 2 seed. Number 1 seed, Troy Bennett, 32-0 from Paulsboro. The number 2 seed, Matt Friel, 24-4 from Clearview Regional. And Bennett pinned Friel quick in the District 29 finals.
I was just going to say, man, people might want to blink too fast here. Bennett 32-0 this year, 122 wins, 11 losses in his career. 4-time district champion, shooting for his 3rd consecutive regional champion here. 5th as a sophomore in the state, 2nd to Damian Hahn last year in the state. Matt Friel, a junior from Clearview High School, 24-4 this year. He lost to Joe Weiss of Mainland, 6-4, who Tom Curl will wrestle next in the final bout. He lost to Troy Bennett, 11-4 in a dual meet and 131 in a district final, and he lost to Erickson Rivera of Vineland, 8-4, upperweight and heavyweight. Friel, 4th in the district, is freshman year, 2nd the last 2 years, 4th in this region last year.
Both wrestlers also played football, and here's Bennett in on the legs. Friel, nice job fighting it off.
Yep, Troy Bennett got here, but a 137 fall over Greg Whitcraft of Oakcrest and a 35-second fall over Joe Gucciato of Vineland. Matt Friel got here with a 10-7 win over Jerry Graham of Highland, and then he beat Dave Douglas of Lower Cape May 2-1. Gucciato of Vineland earned the trip to the next level with a 9-4 win over Dave Douglas. Now, Friel, having wrestled Bennett 2 times previously this year, he now knows some of Bennett's strengths. Of course, has a different plan of attack. The last time, Bennett took him down, put him right at his back in the districts, and Friel fought out of that real quick and had Bennett in momentary jeopardy.
Get a stalemate with 31 seconds left.
No score. You wrestle somebody the 3rd time in a season, this is what happens sometimes. That wrestler was lost 2 times, much like Catania of Edgewood.
Right.
You have a plan of attack.
There's the
There's the
takedown
two.
for Bennett.
Lightning quick. Got that hammerlock in there, and it has to be stopped before it gets to an illegal position, so they stop it and call it potentially dangerous. Al Maloney, the official on the mat. Orville Wilson, the assistant.
Bennett will look at the clock, hold on for the final seconds as we get ready for period number 2. 2-0 lead for Troy Bennett of Paulsboro High School. His choice. He'll defer.
Friel takes the top position. Notice that?
Yes, I did.
Plan of attack. What do I do here?
Try and use his strength.
Threw the leg in.
Of course, Bennett hasn't been in that situation much where he's been on the bottom. Uh-oh. Friel's in a little bit of trouble.
And some trouble. This could be the 5th District 29 champion. You see the reversal.
Paulsboro looking for their, what, 3rd? Washington Township already has 3.
Yeah, Washington Township won at 145 with Eric Ring. They won at 171 with Brian Brittingham and 160 with Carl Schmidt.
There's a stall warning against Friel.
Paulsboro with the surprise freshman Carlos Cooper winning at 135 and Mike Mendenhall, the sophomore, winning at 189.
.105 to go in the second period.
Absegami with 3 championships tonight. Ryan Bridge at 112, Dave Chapman at 119, and Leigh Black at 152. Black tying the all-time career record for wins in the state.
Bennett setting up his move, trying to turn Friel. And he does.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Hard to stack a guy.
And he did. And he got pinned.
Brother.
He worked that move to perfection.
Oh, brother.
Our first pin in the evening.
Troy Bennett of Paulsboro, winner at 2:15. The ball is 2 minutes 13 seconds.
2 minutes and 13 seconds into the match. And we go down to the final weight of the evening. A couple undefeated wrestlers. Tom Curl of Paulsboro, Joe Weiss of Mainland. Weiss is a senior, 23-0, involved in that controversial match in the semifinals.
Which we explained a little bit earlier, where Weiss was wrestling Erickson Rivera of Vineland, and they went into overtime. They were in overtime 1-1, and the official called a double stall warning and put them in the tiebreaker position. If people not familiar with overtime, you wrestle 2-minute overtime, but if you put them in a tiebreaker, it's 30 seconds. They flip the disc, come up in Weiss's favor. He took the bottom, and he escaped with 10 seconds left to win 2-1 on the tiebreaker.
Well, we don't have to talk about any losses for either of these wrestlers, 32-0 and 23-0. Curl, defending Region 8 champ, won it as a freshman, 5th in the state, also as a freshman. 2-time District 29 champ, Joe Weiss.
And Joe Weiss, 75-12 in his career entering this match. He was a 3-time district champion, winning his sophomore, junior, and senior years.
Bring your outstanding wrestler ballots immediately to the head table.
And of course,
A great football player for Mainland High
I was
School.
going to say that. Where's he going? Princeton?
Going to Princeton for football.
Pretty good student. Oh, he has Curl in trouble and gets a takedown. Oh, there you go. 1:15 into the first period. Tom Curl trails Joe Weiss 2-0.
Use that. Use that. Don't let him throw out. Pull it.
Well, the old football tackle.
Joe Weiss is from Mainland High School.
Tom Curl, 32-0 this year with 22 falls. 32-0, 22 falls, 64-4 in his career, two-time district champion, first in this region last year, fifth in the state last year.
Curl very active on the bottom.
Well, and
Can't get out.
Here's an opponent that Tom faced in a summer camp, and that's where he sustained an injury that needed medical attention and cost him his football season.
Control still to Weiss. 27 seconds left in the first.
Well, brute strength against brute strength. "25 seconds.
Weiss working on the top.
Girl not in this position much this year.
No.
Oh, brother.
He caught
Oh,
Weiss.
my.
There you go. He
Oh,
caught him.
brother.
He's going to get at least 5. He has 9 seconds left working for the pin.
Oh, my.
Weiss might
Oh,
fight this one
brother.
off. Does he fight it off? 3, 2, 1, 5 points.
Hold the fall. Hold the fall with 1 second to go. Oh, brother.
Whoa.
Oh, my. What a way to end a regional championship.
Wow. Well, Tom Curl doesn't find himself down too often, but I'll tell you what, he remained active on the bottom.
And 2 pins and a tech fall.
I call it 2 as the over-under on pins, Voge, because if you remember, I said you think we'll have more than 2. So Tom Curl wins at heavyweight. We'll take a break, I guess come back and wrap it up after this timeout. And welcome back to Absegami High School. Another evening of high school wrestling ends. Another great Region 8 competition in Voge. District 29 came on top with the champions in Paulsboro in grand fashion, wins the final 3 weights, and they come out with 4 champs, the most of any schools.
And the last 3, not surprising, Mike Mendenhall, Troy Bennett, and Tom Curl. Probably the most amazing thing to me was that freshman Carlos Cooper was the other winner. You know, you think of Ryan O'Hara having a shot, and unfortunately he lost in the semis and then broke his jaw in 3 places in the consolations. You thought DJ Kama had a great career, and he ran into a buzzsaw from Washington Township. And same thing with James Funk. Brian Brittingham just dominated that match. But District 29 winning 6 of the 14 weights, and Paulsboro winning 4 regional titles. Quite amazing. What a way to finish a season.
You know, speaking of District 29, Billy Gibbs of Clearview started things off for them at 125, winning his 2nd straight title, and he's looking for a state title. Last year, finished 3rd in the state.
Right, and as we mentioned, Karis Cooper won. Then Jimmer Donapel, who was the outstanding wrestler in District 29, won a 140-pound title for Deptford High School. And then it was down to the big 3 at the end. Mike Mendenhall, who was 4th in this region last year, now has a regional championship under his belt. He's only a sophomore, has a great future ahead of him. Troy Bennett did what Troy Bennett does best. He just annihilated the competition, and that was his 3rd consecutive regional title. He was 5th in the state as a sophomore, 2nd in the state last year to Damian Hahn, and is going after a state title this year. And of course, what can you say about heavyweight Tommy Curl? He's a sophomore. He met a guy who was a all-South Jersey football player from mainland who was undefeated going into this bout tonight and pinned him in the first period.
Yeah,
a remarkable performance.
I was going to say, when you're a heavyweight, you don't want to be on the bottom.
No.
But he just seems
thrives.
like... Yeah.
He thrives on being on the bottom. He knows what he wants to do. He executes with great distinction. And when he gets you on your back, it's lights out.
You know, of course, CNA is going to be doing the state competition, and there's a good chance we'll see Lay Black there. But as far as us locally here on Channel 43, our last chance to see Lay Black and put on a show.
What a marvelous performance. His 138th career win tonight. If he hadn't lost 2 in the Beast of the East, you would have seen a new state career record here tonight. What he did was actually tie Matt Suter with his 138th win. He will break that next week. He will be the all-time winningest wrestler in state history by the end of next week. He has a chance of winning his 3rd state title. He lost as a sophomore because he got beat by Larry Smashy in the Super Regions, but he won as a freshman. He won last year. I think he'll win again this year. He's off to Buffalo next year. So you're going to see the 2nd wrestler since Joey Melchiori win 3 state titles unless he runs into any kind of bad luck.
Okay, Vogt, of course, Mark Manchio didn't surprise anybody. He wins at 130. And,
Mark, second in the state his freshman year to Joey Alexander from Delsey. Beat Joey Alexander in the finals last year as a sophomore. Is still undefeated this year and going after a state championship. And I think the only person that beats Mark Manchio this year is himself.
Okay, well, the wrestling continues next week at the Meadowlands. For John Vogeting, I'm John Mondelli. Thanks to everybody here at Absegami and our crew in the truck. We'll see you next time.